Yes, my sports to the bone family. What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to another live show, my viewers and subscribers. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hope you guys are enjoying the Sunday evening. Hope you are doing well. Hope everybody is safe. Hope you're all feeling in good spirit or good spirits, right? Hope everybody's doing okay. The Sunday dinner. I know how much Caribbean people love their Sunday dinner, and I hope you guys would have enjoyed your Sunday dinner already. As we speak, the rice and peas and curry chicken is currently on the stove in the kitchen. But in the meantime, we're going to be talking some cricket. All right. Remember last week, or was it the week before, I had promised you guys that I'm going to try my best and see if every Sunday we can come on and give you guys at least 1 hour. Right, we try to keep the videos up, posting. We try to post at least once or twice each day. We're gonna try and see if we can do a live show at least for 1 hour every Sunday, where you guys can come in and do your thing. My viewers and subscribers, I didn't even remember that West Indies are actually slated to play the UAE tonight. Right? Didn't remember that we are slated to play the UAE tonight in a warm-up game. I think it's probably going to be at around about 8. If I'm not mistaken. So that is something that we can take a look at. And yeah, man, as I said, viewers and subscribers, you know how it go already, try to make sure that give you guys the normal videos and the live show. But you guys have to be patient with me sometime, because remember, I have a different profession outside of coming on YouTube and making videos, and I have to make sure that I put my profession first. You understand? But with enough of that now, my peeps. I am going to be here for at least an hour, at least 60 minutes. So you guys can go ahead and let me know exactly what you have to say about the 2 games that we played against Australia and the game that we are supposed to play tonight. I think we're going to be playing at 8. And before you go any further and ask me if I'm going to go all the way up till 12 o'clock, we're not going to do that. It's not a case. And I'm starting the live at 6 just the same. I'm not going to start the live at 8 when the game starts and then try and go half all the way up. As I said, my job is very demanding, and I have to be doing things outside of the job and computer, typing up lesson plans and stuff like that. So I love the cricket, but I can't put it in front of my work. Let me see who is on now. Gustav say, good night, sports to the bone. Sheldon say, I'm here. Am I early? No, Sheldon, you're right on time. Good night, sports to the bone. Hope your day went well. Yeah, the day is good. I mean, I watched Manchester United beating Everton today. It wasn't an easy game, so that made my day a little better. What's your squad? I think it's the same squad. Maybe you mean the playing 11. All right, we're going to talk about the playing 11 a little bit from now. Good night, sports to the bone. Are you doing a live watch along, or you stopping halfway? As I said, the game going to be starting at 8. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be going that late. You understand? As I said, we're probably going to try for an hour. When the World Cup starts, instead of doing the Sunday evening live shows at 6, I might start. No, but that's going to be in the morning. The games are going to be in the morning, so it doesn't even make sense. I have some work stuff I have to start out tonight, so I know that go. No sports to the bone. Patient of your life. Yeah. I appreciate the support that you guys give me, but yeah, man, when the cameras are off, the life continues. If I was a selector, I would remove Nicholas Pooran from the captaincy, remove Desmond Haynes from selector, remove Phil Simmons from head coach, remove Radhi Eswick as bowling coach, and remove Monty Dasa as batting coach. Boy, Cricket 2020 not holding back, man, removing everybody. All right, yeah, man, Jay, we're going to take a look at the playing 11 a little bit from now. I think West Indies coming into the World Cup as the underdogs. Hussein says, well, more often than not, Cricket 2020 stopped. All right, sports to the bone. Am I late? No, we just started. We started like 5 minutes ago. We just came on. I don't even know if it's going to be live. That's the thing. That's the thing. So I didn't even remember about the game. I think it was you, same one, Javid, that posted under the video that I did earlier this evening, and then I remember. I didn't remember nothing about that, in all honesty. You understand? Mr. Lover in the house, blessings, blessings. Mr. Lover say, for West Indies to win, it must take sacrifices and determination. Yep. Sheldon says, playing 11 for tonight will be Lewis, Kyle Mayers, Brandon King, Nicholas Pooran, Rahman Powell, Brooks, Hola, Joseph Hussein, Yannick Correa, and McCoy. I don't have any problem with this playing 11. Probably we can take a look at Lewis now. He didn't play the first 2 games because, as I said, Johnson Charles and Brandon King definitely deserve that chance. So the fact that he didn't play, we can take a look at him. And I think the other guys warrant a spot. You know, I'm always up for bowling, for trying the 2 spinners, but I'm not too sure based on how the pitches look. I'm not too sure if we definitely need to go with 2 spinners. So that's my only concern. But not a bad playing 11 at all, Sheldon. Not bad at all. Cricket 2020 say would make Rahman Powell as captain, would make Courtney Walsh as selector, would make Brian Lara a head coach, would make Curtly Ambrose. I know that I would make Shivner and Shandopal as bat. Oh, I think he's saying Ambrose as bowling coach and Shandopal as batting coach. I mean, sometimes it's not as plain and simple as how we see it, you know. You know, but I hear you still. Why did Australia let England make 200? I didn't actually see the game in Javid. I was watching Premier League. Is when I checked it, I saw that England made what 208. Yeah, 208, and then England made 208, and then Australia were only able to make 200. But I hear some people saying that Australia, they didn't play the full strength team, and you know, but England they definitely have a good batting lineup. You know, when it fires, I think the only suspicious part about their team is the bowling. That is a problem. Ronaldo scored his 700 club goal today. Do you think it's time for him to hang up the boots? No, man, Ronaldo is still looking fit and still looking hungry. You understand? Maybe he's not going to give us that 25-30 goal a season again, but he's still looking fit. The problem is that I'm not too sure if he's ready to play second fiddle, like play 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 75 minutes and substitute for somebody. I'm not too sure if he's ready to play that role. And that is the role that, you know, he's been given here. But, yeah, man. Javid is saying Smith, Lewis ain't playing and Brandon King and Kyle Mayers must open. All right, my 11, Charles out, says Mr. Lover. Yeah, I know not the strongest bowling lineup, but still. Yeah, I didn't see it still, you know. Mr. Lover said Mayers, King, Lewis, Brooks, Pooran, Powell, Smith, Joseph, Hola, Hussein, Correa. All right. Javid, we don't bat deep enough without Lewis. Salova say going to Correa or Cottrell. The last game against Australia, we should have batted first, says Imran. All right. Warner carrying Australia, says Jay. I think Warner made 73 today, if I'm not mistaken. Warner and Mitchell Marsh, those are the 2 guys that are expected to really turn things up for Australia this World Cup. Ronaldo said he will play till 2026 World Cup. Yeah, that is what he's saying. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean the body will allow him to, but you know, he's still looking in peak shape. Still, he's still looking pretty good. Lewis might have to open, to be honest, says Gustav. Lewis wasn't the whole summer. What you mean we don't bat deep enough without him? Good win today, United, but still need some working on. Yep, and not some working, Nelson. A whole lot of work. You know, definitely need a whole lot of work. You know, definitely need a whole lot of work. So, as I said, guys, West Indies and UAE will play in a warm-up game later on. It will start at 8 p.m. I don't want to promise you a live show. Watch along because I'm not even sure if the game is going to be aired. So, you know, definitely I will try, and if it's going to be aired, I'll take a look at it. If not, you know, I'll take a look at the results and give you guys a video about it. So, So where did we went wrong in that? Where did we went wrong in that series that we just lost to Australia? Where did we went wrong, guys? That is the question here now. Where did we went wrong? I mean, we lost both games. We were unable to get 150 in both of the games. So, what is it? What is the situation? Where do we go from here? We were unable to get 150. The first game we got, I think it was 145, and Australia got it, I think, and I think then we got 147, if I'm not mistaken. The middle order, the middle order is definitely not pulling their weight. How they gonna play a warm up for World Cup and not show it? Yeah, I don't know, Star. Javid says he's going Kyle Mayers, King, Brooks, Pooran, Powell, Smith, Hussein, Holder, Correa, or Cottrell, and then McCoy. Not a bad 11. Tell me where I can watch the match tonight. That's what I was just saying, Nelson. I'm not even sure if the game will be aired, if they're going to carry the game. But it's supposed to start at 8. Mr. Lover said the feeling is a big problem. Feeling is a problem also. Giving away too much runs in the field. CPL was the problem. And we're talking about how do we make 200 without Lewis, especially when they are already without Hetmyer. Let us say, how do we make 200? Like I said, how do we make 200 without Lewis? Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. If Lewis is going to score runs, I definitely understand his value to the team. My problem is I'm not too sure where he's at now, his headspace. I even saw a little video on Facebook, the West Indies Facebook page, where the players were walking out to the field like they were going to just have a training session, and that man was walking and limping like he could hardly walk. So I'm not even sure what's going on with him. How the batsman batted was a big part of the loss, is Gustav. Yeah? I'll give them a break because it's the first time playing in Australia. We're going to always find something to give them a break for still, you know. We're going to find something to give them a break for all the time. Hopefully, Tejna and Shandapal gets a debut in Australia, and hopefully Campbell stays banned. I am not going to second that. I am not going to wish any bad on any player. It doesn't matter where they are from. We're not going to wish any bad on anybody's career. What I want is healthy competition. If Tejna and Shandapal outperforms Campbell, then he deserves a spot. If Campbell can outperform in the regional, then he deserves a spot. You understand? But I am also cognizant of the fact that, you know, whatever you reap, whatever you sow, you reap. So if you are breaking the rules of a governing body, then you are going to get what is laid out there. But, you know, we're not necessarily going to wish bad for anybody. Daniel says, so here we are at the start of another World Cup with the same basic issues. Top teams are racking up 200 routinely while we are facing 50 and 60 dot balls. We have no chance with this approach. Exactly, Daniel, exactly. It's the same thing over and over. Exactly. If England has the bowlers that Australia has, England would be favorites because they have a very strong batting lineup. Yes, Kingman, that is the thing I was saying a little earlier. You know, if the batting lineup looks good, if they fire, if they come off on a day they look good enough, but the bowling is probably going to let them down. Mr. Lover said the inability to bat spin is a big problem. You know, rotating the strike and finding gap and all of that. Australia could make 200 against us, just saying. Yeah. Come out, doctor, with your... I think Hussein should be capped, Lord God Almighty. Imran said, I think Hussein could be captain. Right now, all sports to the bone could be captain at this rate. Because we're giving captaincy to everybody. Hussein, Ravman, Powell, Joseph, everybody. Yes, Kevin D, blessings. Cricket 2020 said Lewis will leave West Indies again, then come back again for only when is a World Cup. All right, original 60 handle spin well in 2 matches. No man, generally speaking, the spin batting is a problem. The thing about Lewis is will not waste balls. He he will either hit or miss, I guess he was going to say. Yeah, that's the thing. He's not going to bat out 30, 40 deliveries and don't give runs, But as I said, I am not too sure where he's at in terms of his fitness and his headspace. That is my only problem with him. All right, Cricket 2020. I hear you. Hussein as captain. All right. Why West Indies playing two spinners when the wicket don't suit spin and it's weekend, they already weak, and it's weekend already weak batting, and it's weekend already weekend batting lineup. If Allen was there, we can gamble and play two spinner because Allen can bat too, says Cabby. Initially I was thinking that I had the two spinners in my team, but I must admit that the pitch really was offering more to the seamers. So, I probably got that one wrong. Adam Zampa went for 30 in both matches, says Javid. So it's not like it's not like he bowled 4 overs for 16 runs and picked up wickets. All right, Lewis scores quickly. That is a big plus, says Sheldon. Rakim Carnwall deserves a chance. Remove Raymond Reefer, says Cricket 2020. So Cricket 2020 is saying that the big rock should be inserted and Raymond Reefer should be removed from the squad. All right, so I hear you, boss. I hear you. For those who did not hear the video that I put out earlier today, I was just letting you guys know that John Campbell, while you type the rest of what you have to say, peeps, John Campbell's lawyer said that they are definitely going to be fighting the case. And, there's definitely reasons to appeal because they did not follow the people at JADCO, the Jamaica Anti-Doping people. They did not follow the right approach. They did not apparently reach out to Mr. Campbell in the way they should, according to what they are saying. So they are going to try to appeal that 4-year ban. Our approach to T20 isn't a bad one. Many teams take our approach and we won our 2 World Cup with that ball percentage of 43%. It's just our middle order is picking up the pace from our openers. Yeah, the team is different though, Javid. That's the thing. We had Marlon Samuels there. I mean, he's not always going at a runner ball, and sometimes he goes pretty hard. But we don't have anybody doing that sort of role. Happy belated birthday to DJ Bravo. Yeah, man, blessings. We made a post about bigging up Bravo. Have you seen Raymond for the last few? Have you seen Raymond for the last few months? What Raymond is that? Raymond Reefer, who we're talking about. After the first 30 balls against Australia last game, 21 were dots. How is it that we can't adapt and pick up 1s and 2s? Charles was just swinging wildly from the hips with zero planning. That is how Johnson Charles bat. And I remember once I was analyzing his batting situation, why I'm not too much of a big fan of him, and I heard that I was fighting against him and I wanted Jamaican players to replace him. All sort of foolishness, but that has always been his style of playing. That man don't really plug gap and try to find single. You understand? But when you highlight the facts, people, when you highlight the facts about players from some people's country, they are upset. But when you talk about other players, then they are happy and jumping. But you know that go already. But you are definitely correct though, Daniel. That is how he was playing. The Lewis talk when last Lewis scored a 50 since last CPL, Cricket 2020. CPL just finished, so which one? Campbell career ends right there. I mean, as I said, they are planning to do an appeal. So we're going to wait and see how that goes. Raymond Reefer has been in good knock. All right, that's why I say King and Mayers must open. They rotate strike well, says Javid. You are saying King and Mayers. The only problem is who play at 3 then. Probably they would have to bat Brooks at 3 and then bat Pooran at 4, Powell 5. So if the people that are saying that Johnson Charles should not be in. This is the only way I think they could be looking at it. So if King and Mayor is open, then it would have to be Brooks at 3 and probably Pooran 4 and Powell 5, Hola 6. I think that would be the best way to organize it if we are going to work like that, my peeps. So I'm not too sure if that's what they are saying though. Joe said no Brooks. All right. I can't tell you who's going bat at number 3 then. If Lewis plays, he bats 3, says Mr. Lover. Campbell doesn't want TH to play cricket, unknown Uchia. What? What kind of nonsensical argument is that? What does Campbell have? Well, probably maybe he's joking. Let me not take that serious because a liar has nothing to do with who plays or does not. Cricket say Brooks 3. All right. Cornwall so get a call up for the T20 World Cup with Allen and Shepherd would have boosted weak in inconsistent batting. But who are we going to drop? We can call up all who want to call up in about who is there that should not have been in the team. All right, I hear quite a few people saying that Fabian Allen should be there. Romario Shepherd should be there. Fletcher should be there. Raheem Cornwall should be there. And they are not talking about in just the reserve. They are talking about the actual squad. What is it? 15, the actual squad. So those four and Andre Russell and Sunil Narine, that's 6. Quite a few people are here saying that these people should be there. So Sunil Narine, Andre Russell, Fletcher, Fabian Allen, Cornwall, and who else? And Romario Shepherd. These 6 players that should be in the squad. Who are the 6 players that should not be there? It is easy to type when we type and say this player should be in there, this player should be in there. But what I am going to challenge you guys to do, when you are going to say who should be in there, type beside it also and say the players that should not be there. Make we look at it and merit and see how that would look. Where here's another one that quite a few persons saying that he should be there. Django, I think he's from, I'm trying to remember if it's Guyana or Trinidad. Somebody remind me where he's from. West Indies fans don't like slow batting, so our players don't develop taking 1s and 2s. West Indies, no, what I mean West Indies fans don't like slow batting. It's a type of batting to whatever batting it takes to win games. That is what that is the strategy they should use. And I am certain that they are using a strategy that they think will win games. It's just not working for them. So Sheldon is saying West Indies fans don't like slow batting, so they our players don't develop taking 1s and 2s. No man, you use strategy to win games, and then the fans will support you. All right, Brooks at 3 and King and Mayor's open. Brooks can anchor and rotate strike. Lewis can't do that, says Javid. Mayors, King, Lewis, Brooks, Pooran, Powell, top 6, left, right combination. Brooks can bat lower than 3 because the other batsmen will pressure Brooks, says Ian. Sports to the bone. You say Lewis injured during practice. I did not say that. Please do not quote me. I did not say Lewis is injured. Jesus Christ. Listen, man, listen. I did not say that. I say that I saw a Facebook video on the West Indies cricket page of the players walking out to train, walking out to do their training. And he was walking and limping. He was walking and hopping. It could be a case where he was probably feeling a cramp. Maybe one of his teammates just run and kick him in his foot. Maybe he was just playing. I don't know. There's no reports coming out that the man is injured. So you have to, I beg you, listen, man, listen. No, leave out Sunil Narine and Andre Russell, please. Well, they already out. Only person should be dropped for me is Rifa, says Jay. Cricket says Spiceman. Fletcher for Charles, says Mr. Lover. Oh, he's from Trinidad. Okay. All right. So Lover, Cutwell or Carrier, which one? Brooks can bat lower than 3, just saying. All right. I'm just wondering when Brooks walks back into the team after 2 good performances, will he continue the flashy game or will be just add to the dot bar percentage. I think he is going to his role is going to change a little bit. He's going to have to bat at number 3 to try and anchor. I'm not too sure if he's going to be able to dominate those international bowlers like he did some of the guys in the CPL. But I mean, with Hetmyer out, I personally think that he has to get back in. Brooks would go in the playing 11. Sports at the Bone. Not sure if you have discussed it yet. However, I need to know this Hetty playing Flasco will leave a terrible taste in the mouth of the selectors, and Hetty knows it. Do you think he's comfortable taking? That's what this Hetmyer situation, as I said, someone had posted that Hetmyer will be back soon, and what I am saying is this: I am not too sure if the selectors can trust him again, leading up to a major tournament. You know, when you're planning, you know, man, when you're planning as the coach and selector, you think you're putting together a winning unit, and when somebody just break the thing like that, you know, it's very difficult to trust them again. But I personally believe that Shimron doesn't really care whether or not he plays. When I said he doesn't really care, I mean that he's not going to lose anything, right? The only way he might lose something is if he has a low IPL performance, right? He doesn't perform well in any franchise cricket for the next 16 months, and then he wants to find a way to get back on the field to try and prove to people. That's the only thing I think he might regret if the franchise cricket don't work out. But it is plain as day, man. The man comfortable with him choice. Or rather Ford, Narayan Russell franchise only road. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. That's the road he's going to be taking. Remove Charles, Evan Lewis, Reefer, bring Spiceman, Carnwall, and Allen. Says Cricket 2020. Has CWI lost one of their most talented stars in the last 2 decades? It's a strong possibility. As I said, the only 2 players that have really excited me since the era of Lara and Sarwan and those guys, and well, Samuels and them people would have been people like when I saw them coming through, people like Pooran and Hetmyer. You understand? But it doesn't seem as if those guys are going to be playing any sort of major role in West Indies cricket. And I'm late, but have we talked about Pooran role as a batsman in this team? Because when he comes at the top, he plays like a finisher. So where do we bat him? That's the same thing. We have been discussing this for months now, Sachin. The problem with Pooran, we bat him up the order. He is there to play that stabilizing role, or as a man that is expected to bat long. He comes and face like maybe 8-9 balls, hit 2, 6 and a 4 and get out, which doesn't make any sense. So that's a major problem. I think Merjango is a very good prospect, and I think we with experience he's going to be sure pick for T20 and ODIs. He didn't look too bad in the initial phase of the CPL. Yeah. All right, Carrier. Unless you bowl Cottrell all out in first 12 overs, and that probably can't happen. My good night, Sports to the Bone. West Indies need a number 3 batsman who going to rotate the strikes, so batsmen who come in will hit the bad ball, so the person who rotating the strike will have to bat at least 14 overs. All right, big Sports to the Bone, one love. Lee Nelson, blessings, man, blessings. From Sheldon playing 11, I will remove Yannick and Charles should be dropped, he's saying. All right, I can deal with losing, but for God's sake, run hard, feel well, show urgency and intelligence, and most of all, show improvement. We can't just be doing the same thing over, and that's madness. I agree, Daniel. At least do the basics. All right, just give me a second, guys. At least do the basics at the game. Yeah, man. Have to make sure the curry chicken is well airy, All right. Sorry about that little break. That was a water break for you guys, all right? All right, it looks like Hetty doesn't want to play for West Indies because he's missing the World Cup and playing regional Super 50 shows exactly that. My only thing though Sachin, is he fought so hard. He did, he showed interest to go and try and get back into the squad. That's the only thing. He showed interest, he did the work, got back in the squad. But whatever the situation is now, where his family and the cricket were hand in hand. This is how it went, like this. You understand? So it just easily showed that when you're balancing both, the family based on the family situation, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. The family, he just looked at it and said, listen, my family is way more important than playing for West Indies cricket. If I can't get what I want, or if it can't work in my favor, I am going to choose my family. And it just looked that way to me. Because it's not like he has to be home 24/7 because he has signed up to play Super 50. So it just goes to show that whatever the situation is, it wasn't in his favor, and he decided that his family will come first. Hola, Joseph, Odin, Makai Hussein, my 5 bowlers, with Kyle Mayers as my 6 bowling. Allocations: Holath 1, 3, 10, 12. Makai 2, 4, 17, 19. Hussein 5, 7, 13. 15, Joseph 6, 8, 6, 8, 8, 6, 8, 18, 20, Smith. Interchange, well, that's a good, it's always good to have a plan, It's always good to have a plan. But, the plan can't be steady. Plan can't be steady at all. You understand? You have to expect to rotate things. Mike Tyson once said that every man had a plan until they get the first hit. So we have a plan with all these bowlers until the first one get hit for 6. From Sheldon playing 11, remove Yannick and put in Cottrell, says Felix. Ian says, I prefer Lewis, Mayers, King, Brooks, Cornwall, Powell, Smith, Hussein, Hola, Joseph, McCoy, Carrier, bats at 9 and contains. How does that help? You're talking about an ideal playing 11 because Cornwall isn't in the squad, And we can rest Hola, Hussein, Yannick, and try Cornwall, Shepherd, Allen. These 3 could have played to rest some players and rotate the player to stay fit and avoid injuries. Are the big. All right, I hear you. Hetty has a few business, so he don't mind missing cricket. These Australian grounds are massive, and I'm seeing this from a TV screen. This is why these Australian players fit like mountain goats. West Indies, like last year, going to get a rough wake up call. Yep. I hope people don't get their hopes up after this game tonight because this is a warm up versus UAE. Come on, Sachin, we don't even know if we're going to even win. Sachin talking like we're going to dominate it. We don't know, star. I think it's time to replace the coaching staff and select separate white ball and red ball coaches. The present coaching staff has not improved our white ball teams. He's saying, all right. Oh my God, cricket 2020, that ball is a big problem. I'm following you and know you want for make your mind up. Remove Pooran as captain and Windies will start to win. God almighty. If Carrier can impress against UAE, why is he there? Why is he here? Well, I mean, the first couple of games that he played against Australia, well, at least the first one, he didn't do too badly. So let us see how it will go. All right. Charles injured because he limping from CPL. Charles, what are you talking about? Charles? So why is he playing? Sports to the Bone, you are a brave man doing a live show without eating Sunday dinner first. Belly over people for me. Food and stove, man. Wife is still at work, so just make the food go and cook till wifey come, Supernova, but we don't want to win all our games in that qualifying because if we finish at top, we place with Pakistan, India. Yeah, that's one of the strategies that, sometimes you have to understand them sort of strategies where you try to, like in football, you would say a professional foul. They try to get a professional loss. They don't want to see a throw in the game, but sports to the bone, certain things have power over. And all right, I saw in the article, Banner and O'Shane added to squad that have to be fake news. That's why we have to lose a qualifier. All right. Is it time for us fans to do what the players did last year and ask for good vibes from the media and for the players and support the team? The players there and they can't be changed. I mean, it's always good to get good vibes, yes, but people are always going criticize, especially when they think players that should be there are not there. But we still want them to win, man. We go. But Javid and Supernova looking at even finish second, we get placed with England, Australia, and New Zealand. We should be prepared to play in one of these teams now. We will do better in Australia group. Sir Sheldon, Javid, no sir. I think it's even as the other one are even harder because as is England, New Zealand teams are not easy push over. I wish the Western selectors and players could see this live or your video in general to know what to do. Ariana, why? Man, make my head swell. Sports to the bone, do you think that Campbell verdict was fair? In my opinion, and in oral Maverick Tracy opinion, it was over the top. Russell did the exact same and only got 1 year ban while he got four entire year. Yeah, I mean, it is written in the rules that this is what could happen if you do this. So because one man got a particular ruling does not mean that this a next player going to get it. And it depends on who were actually on the panel. The same three persons that were on the panel for Andre Russell maybe were not the same three persons on the panel for Campbell. So they probably interpreted the thing differently. You understand? As you said, maybe they didn't necessarily have to go all the way for 4 years, but I am certain that if there was any mishandling, the lawyer will turn it up and they will have to overthrow it or reduce it. But once there is no mishandling, the rule is the rule. Once there is no mishandling. In the Australia group, they will walk over us. England will walk over us. New Zealand also will walk over us. We're going to get walk over. Jacob said my 11: Lewis, Mayers, Brooks, Pooran, King, Powell, Hola, Smith, Hussein, Joseph, McCoy, and Hope will post 1 to 6. Joseph Hussein, Hola 6 to 15. Joseph Mayers, Hussein, McCoy 16 to 20. As I said, every man have a plan until they get the first punch, right? Until they get the first hit. If Lewis and Charles play tonight and score big runs like 70 plus each, who will you open in that first qualifier for your sports to the board? I mean, if Charles finally gets some runs, then it would be showing that he is probably in form. He made good runs in the CPL, and then it would show that he's continuing his form. Lewis, on the other hand, didn't do anything in CPL, and then if he gets a 70 tonight, then that would be showing that, boy, it could be a case of him playing against the UAE, as well as it could be a case of him just being Lewis and getting runs. So it's a tough call. It's a tough call because Lewis will. This is the thing. If Lewis bats long, he's going to score runs. Charles is not guaranteed to score a lot of runs if he bats long because of the dot ball thing. But it's tough. It's really tough. It's really tough. But I think I'm going to give Lewis a look in tonight, man. That's it. That's the difference, That's the difference. I don't have that call to make because in my playing 11, I'm giving Lewis a look in tonight. You understand? Not that we're throwing away Johnson Charles. We gave him the first 2 games, but I'm going to give Lewis a look in and see what is going on with. Ireland, Zimbabwe, and Scotland, boy, they better be professional because they can't get 2 losses. Well, we were singing and jumping how we were going to tread over Ireland the other day when they were in Jamaica, and we saw how that went. Make Ravman Paul captain and we will win, says Cricket 2020. I wish it was that simple. What time the game will play? Based on what I am hearing, it's probably going to be starting 8 o'clock. And I'm not too sure if it's going to be streaming or anything. It's funny how a lot of people wanted Pollard to lose the captaincy to Pooran. Now they want Pooran head. Our problem is not a captaincy problem. We just have we just don't have quality players. Exactly, my brother. Exactly. Hand Ravman Pole the captaincy now. Maybe we'll make one or two decisions a little bit better than Pooran. Maybe not. But that will not turn West Indies team in a winning team. It's the same players out there that they are not really good. That's a fair assessment. They are not really good. Ireland and Scotland are basically in the same level as us as of no, right now, so we can't underestimate them. Yep. Alan says, why are these people so critical of Yannick? It's not as if Wash bowling better in all fairness. I'm not too sure if they are comparing him to Walsh and say that Walsh should be there, and saying that Walsh should be there. He seems as if he is able to maintain a good line and a length, which is not too bad. But people just thinking that based on his lack of experience, he's going to be expensive. I am thinking that even though people are assuming that he's going to be expensive, we still want him to do well. Also remember that Jadco is the same organization that cost that Jamaica female under-20 team the world record last year at Carifta because one of the girls weren't drug tested. Exactly. Yeah, so they can be very, very sloppy. You understand? They can be very sloppy. So let us see how it goes. Last time playing the UAE in a qualifier, Hetty and Gale scored centuries and they won by less than 50 runs. All right. So, Mr. Sports to the Bone. So, no reserve players going to the T20 World Cup. So, if players get injured or sick, other teams bring in reserves, but going with none, it makes no sense at all. What you take on this, Mr. Sports to the Bone? I think we spoke about this. I think it was last week, and I was saying that I definitely would have wanted to see a couple of reserve players, but apparently they are thinking with their 15-man squad, they can rotate in and out. And they can save money. Maybe that is what they are worried about, providing extra accommodations and things like that. Or maybe it could be a case of them knowing they are not going to go too deep in the tournament, so they might not need a too big of a squad. We will win the World Cup, says Jay. Okay, I've heard that one before. Hey, shout out to Joseph though. 7 games and 10 wickets at an average of 21. Something bowling wise. Joseph is definitely stepping up, man. He's stepping up. Also, this World Cup squad really shows how insignificant these bilateral T20 series are. Reefa, Charles, Correa haven't played a lick of T20 cricket for West Indies in the last 5 years. And look, that's the same thing that Andy Roberts was saying, that they don't understand, because when they play in these bilateral series, they said they are building towards the World Cup. And then the players that they have in the team building towards the World Cup, when it's time to select the World Cup squad, these players don't get a look in. I see Joseph and Hussein picking up the wickets and Holder to do quality death bowling. Mayors to anchor, says Ian. All right, 8 p.m. and 7 p.m. Jamaica time. Yeah, that's the starting of the game. I feel sorry for Shepherd, given he has missed out on back-to-back World Cup squads and he was playing all year. Yep, tough pill to swallow for him. Holder bowling good. He needs to bat as well. Big up yourself, Sports to the Bone, says Z Phase. Yeah, man, blessings. CW can't afford those plane tickets and those mouths to feed. Remember to like up the live, guys. Like up the live. We are 43 minutes in, and it's the first time I am breaking the stream to tell you to like the live. You see that? I have been chatting, reading, and for all of 43 minutes. And it's the first time I'm breaking to tell you to like the live, right? Not going to cost you anything. West Indies Cricket Board is broke. Sorry to say, Cricket 2020. Yannick has more control, but Wash is more aggressive. Wash usually picks up greater wicket hauls, says Ian. UAE in their last 5 T20s won 3 and lost 2. West Indies in their last 5 T20s won 2 and lost 3. Pretty interesting going in. Also, I know this is a strange question, but do you think ICC care about these associate sides? These teams hungry to play and fight, and ICC don't play them. I am not too sure if they really care about them as much as how they are trying to let people believe. Let's put it that way. As much as how they try to let people believe it, I doubt it. The match streaming live, that's what we were trying to confirm. I am not too sure. Haven't seen anything advertising that it's going to be shown, but I'm definitely going to be checking though. Makes no sense opening the bowling with Kyle Mears when you have Joseph and Hussein says cricket 2020. I can't even count how many times India has played England over the last 2 years in any format. Money talk, man. West Indies' strength is usually its final final overpower hitting. The squad doesn't even have that. No Fabian Allen, no Russell, no Shepherd. And apart from Shepherd bowled himself out of contention, but the other names that you call, they did not do anything to get in the team, in my opinion. You know, I appreciate what you are saying, where they didn't say they should be in there, but you know, if you are saying they should be in there, I'm not too sure what they did to make the squad, but the same can be said for a couple of players that are in the squad. Sports in the Bone, West Indies playing tonight in a warm-up. As we said, they are supposed to play the UAE tonight in a warm-up game, supposed to start at 8. Not too sure if it's going to be shown on any platform. Hey, I had a discussion with John Campbell, and he has after the opening that Joseph should be given the green light to go at 6-7 depending on situation, says Mr. Lover. All right. I just pray these 12-month franchise contracts don't become reality or international cricket is over. Yeah, they're going to have international cricket in a chokehold if they do that. Definitely going to be a problem. We have to play Cottrell in this game, remove Yannick and play one spinner, but Cottrell need to bowl Cottrell at least 3 overs in the power play. All right, Wendell, I hear you. International cricket is dying. I hear you, Wendell. I hear you, boss. I hear you. I hear you, but West Indies definitely looking forward to try and see if they can get this one. Patrick says, big up yourself, Sports to the One. I thought they would have gave Cottrell the second match because the wickets he got they were crucial, and you know, see corner damage. The thing though, Patrick, I think they probably just wanted to take a look at Obed McCoy. Not too sure if they dropped him in the sense that they just did not want him in. Maybe they just swapped out one left-hand pacer for the Knicks to take a look at him. I believe the chemistry between King and Kyle Mears can't be overlooked. Evan is a different type of batter. Not sure if the chemistry with Kyle Mears will be the same. We need good starts in the power play. And Carlos, you are definitely on point, my brother. Definitely on point. Cottrell cannot bat and Yannick can. But what are they being picked for, Sheldon? What are they being picked for? The difference, what I would say is that Cottrell is a seaman, Correa is a spinner. So it's either we go and play Cottrell and don't play another seamer, or go and play Correa. Correa does not make the team as a batsman, neither does Cottrell. So we have to be looking at what will happen with their 4 overs, not necessarily only the fact that who can chip in with a 5 or a 10 runs. You know, if they do their job brilliantly like how they're supposed to do it, I'm not going to punish them too much or criticize them too much if they don't make any runs. Cottrell was very inconsistent in that Australia game, despite getting a few wickets, says Travis. All right, the squad missing only one player, Mr. Uptop himself. Who is Mr. Uptop? Patrick Smith are related to Odin Smith and Sheldon Smith. Australia played their star bowlers against West Indies. Want to see how they hold up against England. We need to rest McCoy and Yannick, bring in Cottrell and Lewis, says Cabby. All right, how Sheldon Smith so harsh and Sheldon Cottrell? God almighty. O'Shane up top, Thomas. Boy. He's another one that bowled himself out of contention. You know, but as far as I am thinking, my viewers and subscribers, West Indies cricket is probably the same place that it was 4 years ago. Not really improving. We're having the same issues, talking about people not being able to bat rotate, strike, find gap and all of that, and going into Australia, that's going to be a problem. All those who think they can hit the ball from Australia back into the Caribbean, they're probably going to be in for the shock of their life. So, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on how things turn out in this in this tournament here. Yannick does not play if Hussein plays. We saw what happened last game, says Sachin. So we're going with the one spinner according to Sachin. I don't think West Indies is getting the best out of Carrier, the batsman. They can either bat him during the middle overs or take a few more risks, knowing that he bats deep. Tej real test debut will not be Australia, but the series after. Who do we play after Australia? Do we have South Africa? I think we have South Africa after, if I'm not mistaken. What about Darren in ODI World Cup? Who's the Darren? Which Darren? Darren Sammy, Darren Bravo. Which one are the Darrens? Australia is free pass for him, says Supernova. All right, our bowling attack needs to be built around Alzari, Joseph, and Hussein. They are our best bowlers, with Jason keeping it tight. Obed and Odin are the X factors, says Carlos. All right. West Indies need Cottrell with the bounce and swing down under, says Albert. I think it's South Africa. I did a video about it the other day. It's supposed to be South Africa, man. We have a multi-series against South Africa where we are supposed to play, I think, probably two tests, maybe 3 ODIs and 3 T20s. Don't remember. Correct. Marco said it. West Indies need to rotate strike. Did Wade obstruct Wood in your opinion? I wasn't watching the game though. I actually saw a little clip before I came on the live, and I didn't watch it more than one time. I was just scrolling down on Facebook and I saw it. But it seems as if he changed his direction to me. It seems as if he changed his direction towards the batsman, towards the bowler to me. So, I am probably going to have to look at it some more, but it seems as if he changed his direction to me. So I think so. Yes, yeah, so okay, so it's in February that we're going to be playing. So you're saying that that's going to be the real test for Tej. He's saying bravo. Well, the squad is there for anyone to get in, once they can prove that they can make the squad. Well, that is why I look at it. That's not the case though, because we see people in the current World Cup squad that did not prove that they can make the squad. Sports to the bone, we need to stop all them that bars. It's hurting us bad. Also, is it just me or is it the Aussie commentators a bit condescending towards our players? I remember them calling John Charles looking like a lost dog. Oh, you know how they are already. They're always talking down to our players and behaving like that, giving them no chance. That is why it is always so good when we beat them. It's just that it doesn't happen very often. I personally think Kyle Mayers is more dangerous than Cottrell if the ball is swinging, says Travis. Wade definitely obstruct Wood. England just didn't bother to appeal because the game doesn't matter. Yeah, I actually saw it just once. I didn't look at the replay or anything, but it seemed to me as if he changed his direction, man, towards Mark Wood. Early this morning, Max Verstappen became world champion with 4 races to spare. I think, Kevin D is always keeping us up to date with the Formula 1 racing. I don't really watch it that much, but every now and again I see the feed pop up. But for all the racing fans out there, Kevin D letting us know that Max Verstappen, he became the world champion with 4 races to spare. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Change direction, yeah. Erling Haaland also isn't human. United should kidnap him to play for us. But the problem though, Supernova, even if we kidnap Erling Haaland to play for us, who's going to create all of them opportunity for him to score? I mean, I mean, he's very good enough. Don't get me wrong. He seems to be a little robot that is that can kick the ball in the goal from anywhere on the field. But who's going? The difference is that Manchester City creating 10, 11, 12 chances per game. Manchester United creating 2.5 and 3. I mean, with a clinical striker, we are probably going to win more games, yes, but you're going to need people to be creating chance. Test squad might host 2 Guyanese, Monty and Tejner and Shandapal. It doesn't matter to me, as I always say, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 Guyanese, Jamaican, Trinidadian in the squad. I could care less. Once they are the best, I don't care. Once they are the best, I want Johnson to score 100 and there. All right. It is about mental warfare. Getting your opponent's mind. Pooran needs to be sacked as captain and replaced by Powell because we're getting fed up of his excuse. We are a young team. I mean, my main issue, I can overlook some of the mistakes that he make as a captain, right? Because he's young. Not saying that I'm giving him a bypass. Some of the field placement and the rotating of bowlers, I can overlook a couple of those. My problem is what he's doing with the bat. That is my main problem. That is my main problem with Pooran. You got Fred, Van der Beek, Martial, Bruno, and Ronaldo. And probably that is why we're not producing the same amount of creative chances like Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and Cancelo and all of those guys. That is a problem. I believe in Pooran. He will fail initially like he has so far, but he will learn from his mistakes. Though experience, Pooran, the captain, now want the same in 20 Pooran, the captain, now won't be the same in 2023. That's why I'm saying I probably give him a bypass where the captaincy is concerned. My issue is his batting. Sports to the Bone, what do you think happens to the West Indies coaching and management team if we don't make the semis? Decision time, the white ball track record is questionable. You see, that is the thing, Carlos. My problem is coming out of the last World Cup. We say we're going to give them more time. And they have already started the foolishness where they are saying it's a young team and we're going to give them more chance. If they sack them, I am not too sure if I'm going to be too much I'm going to be too much worried about it. My only issue is who are we going to replace them with? Are we going to go the same route where we're going to pull in somebody from in the CWI umbrella and give them the job? Or are we going to make a statement appointment as it relates to a coach and say, yeah, this is a big statement and this is a big character. This is somebody that they expected to change the thing. I don't even know if we change the coaching staff if it's going to bring us glory, if it's going to bring us victory. But I wouldn't really have a problem if they change it out at all. Is West Indies playing tonight? Yes, we are playing a warm-up game against UAE. Pooran did better coming. Hold on. Pooran did better coming in at 5-6 in the past. They have shuffled him around the order too much. Pooran does better when he came out with an attacking mindset. But that is a problem though, Travis. We don't have guys that are capable of batting 3-4 consistently and doing it, and Pooran has the ability. So that's why we're putting the pressure on him as the captain. How do you think Pooran feels being questioned by fans? Just like how everybody else would feel when they are questioned. Doesn't feel good, but that does not give you a free pass from performing. Just like how Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Steve Smith, everybody get questioned and they have to put it down and put it under them and go out and perform. It's the same thing. Nobody is above criticism. It's the same thing. And as you always say, Sheldon, if Hetmyer can't manage the criticism, then he get out of the kitchen. It's the same thing with Pooran. I doubt anything would happen. Surely the CW organizers don't expect us to reach the semis. If we win 3 out of 5 matches, they will be happy. All right. To be honest, I miss Stuart He helped Hope to transform and help West Indies to fight with the Aussie mentality. We need that mentality again. All right. We playing one spinner, not two tonight, Mr. Sports the one, because playing two not gonna make an impact, says Cabby. All right. Philip Simmons must go, says Francis. We keep saying Pooran, and when last Pooran has won a match for us, for the West Indies. That's why I'm saying my problem with Pooran is the batting. That is my problem. You know, I am not saying he's the best captain in the world, but what he needs to do first is start scoring runs. He's there as a batsman. He needs to score runs. That's my problem. I beg you all to give the young captain a chance, right? Jason had a long run and Pooran just got it. He is young captain with a young team. They need to grow. I agree. Pooran is a young captain. The team is not good. You understand? So he's expected that we're going to lose game. My problem is that Pooran need to score runs. I am worried about that more than losing. If Pooran starts scoring runs, we will win. We will probably win more games. Pooran needs to understand the game by now. But Powell not performing either. Both captain and vice captain are not doing well. Them lost in the game, says Patrick. How do you think Pooran feels batting like a 12-year-old rather than captain of the team? I believe that West Indies can win this year, this year cup, because we can be an underdog team, go through the Super 12 League, watch what happened 2016 when West Indies lose their warm-up games. But even though we lost the warm-up game, look at who we had in the team. Good evening, everyone. Match begins in 1 hour time. Yeah, man. So we play. The match begins at 8. Sheldon. We were wondering if they are going to be having the show in the game. We're not sure where to tell the folks or the people to go and look to watch the game. We're almost out of here, guys. Remember, we said that the Sunday evening live shows, we're trying to go for an hour. When we're doing a watch along or a match recap, we might go to 2 or 3 hours. But we're going to try and keep the consistency going with the Sunday evening live shows for 1 hour. I think Ambrose and Shando Paul should coach West Indies. Maybe the game is showing on ICC TV. I'm not sure. In any case, I want to watch this match. Yeah, man, we definitely going to watch the match. Game isn't showing, unfortunately, says Sashin. Well, I go and find a way if you try and find that game, Yeah. Pooran batting average far from 50 to 20 is really sad. He need to score runs seriously. Pooran is not a good captain, says Albert. Live on Facebook. Pooran has scored the 4th most T20 runs in the world between 2021 and now, even more than Rohit. And I am the one that posted that, I think, yesterday or day before yesterday, Sheldon. But look at how he has fallen off. The first part of his of the thing, he scored a whole lot of runs. Look at the last 10 games or so. So the trend is not good. The trend is not good at all. Trend is not good. But we appreciate the runs that he has scored, but look at how he has fallen off. The rate that he's going now, he's probably going to be in the top 4 of the least amount of runs scored in the next year if he continues like this. So he needs to step up. Azar Joseph for top wicket taker in the World Cup, says Mr. Lover. Hopefully West Indies play for that long. Pooran doing more worse than Pollard. Which match playing later? West Indies going to be playing UAE later on, Kenrai, in a warm-up game. So we're going to play UAE in a warm-up game later on. The team is good. The coach is the problem. Really, no. Sports the one, I want to deal with the elephant in the room. Why is no one addressing the attitude displayed by Odin in the CPL when he was going for licks and he threw away the ball and conceded overthrows? And he actually, I think he kicked the ball away, or did he throw it away? Yeah, man, we spoke about that and during the CPL time, man. We spoke about that. Don't remember if I was doing I think I was doing a live watch along at the time, and we spoke about that. That was definitely a poor show of sportsmanship and poor attitude from him. But we had spoken about it, man. He was unprofessional and you know, he wasn't, the headspace wasn't in the right place because he gave away runs also. Looks people want to pass around the captaincy like a hot potato. CWI has made their decision and they want to give him a chance to either keep failing or to improve. Yeah, man, we have to give him a little, some more time with it, man. That was very unprofessional. Yep. The baller got a very bad injury today. Looking at my feed, his World Cup. Woo! Really? I didn't see. Jaja, and the baller is a big part of me. My strategy going into China and winning the World Cup, you know, because those who don't know, I am an Argentina supporter, not a diehard Messi fan. So it's not a case of me wanting Messi to win the World Cup. I think where international football is concerned, international tournament, Di Maria do way more than Messi. I know I'm going to get stick for saying this, but look at all of the major tournament, the World Cup, the South American Cup and all of them things. Angel Di Maria do way better than Messi in all of them. So you know, but Jaja wouldn't want the ball to pick up an injury now. Pooran scored 1,000 runs in the first half. Imagine if he continued later in the year, he might have been the number 2 or 1. Exactly. So that's why we're saying the runs is already scored, so we want him to continue to pick up the form. I want to say we will beat UAE very badly, but this is West Indies. I won't say it. Also, Sports to the Bone, before you go, when next besides England will West Indies play a 3-test match series? 2020 is nearly 3 years ago. Ridiculous. It's pure 2-2 matches. I'm Supernova. Pure 2-2 matches. Pure 2-2 matches. I'm not sure. West Indies lucky Ireland Stars retired. Anyhow, here, Mr. Lover, blessings. Sports to the Bone. The weight of the captaincy may be affecting Pooran's game. He needs the Lloyd, Sammy, Gale, and other former captains to reach out and mentor him. It helps a lot. I mean, it's a possibility that these guys are there with him. Pollard wasn't as successful as we would have wanted him to be, but Pollard, you know, would have done well in franchise cricket captaining. So I am sure that Pollard is talking to him and think, but you know, people like Clive Ladd and these guys, as you said, they probably would need to reach out, you know. Yeah, we play against South Africa February, but it's 2 test matches just the same. Babar Azam and Rizwan open for Pakistan and are 1 and 2, which shows the importance of openers. Shows the importance of good batsmen. That's what it shows. The importance of people that can actually bat. I mean, openers are important in T20 cricket because of the power play, you know, but you need openers that can actually bat. You know? Pooran was on the fastest scorer. Yeah. Yeah, so Jaja, we play later on tonight. We play later on, probably in the next 50 minutes. I am going to scour the internet to see if I can find the game. I'm not going to tell anybody where to find it because it's probably not the best thing for you to try, especially if you can't mask your IP address. But definitely, I'm going to try and see if I can give you. Guys a video. If I can give you guys a video tomorrow morning before I leave for work. So if I don't fall asleep tonight, then I'll try and do the video before I go to bed, and then I'll post it before I leave out for work tomorrow. All right? Sports to the Bone, you're doing a great job. When Sportsmac offers you that big contract, don't forget our offers fans, bro. Boy, I don't know where I start. The problem is that with some of those big companies, you know, the uncut truth is not too good for some of those platforms, and you know, the politics, when you call it a spade, sometimes some platform don't want to hear that. Argentina have Di Maria and Alvarez along with other regulars. All right, time moving slow. Yeah, Warner and Open, one player of the tournament, because Warner can bat. Warner is a batsman. Warner is one of the best cricketers to have played the game. Test match, ODI and T20. Warner can bat. So when you find people in T20 cricket that come every now and again and do a thing, we can't put them put their name with guys that can actually bat. You understand? Yeah, those guys. Warner is a man that can bat. As much as we hate him Some people hate him. You understand? Warner can bat. Warner's a batsman. But we're going to leave it right there for now, guys. I had promised you an hour. So I know that you guys don't like when we come and cut the show short. But this is not me cutting it short. This is me staying true to words. Right? On Sundays, we're going to try and do 1 hour shows. Right? As long as I am not out probably coaching football in the evenings. We're going to try and do 1 hour shows. When we're doing the watch along, we try to go the 3 hours, 4 hours. And when we're recapping games, we try to go as long as possible. But as I said, guys, we have to mix this with work, and you don't know that already. But I appreciate you guys, and the platform is here for you guys as usual. So, you know, even though sometimes the show short, you don't know it go. We're going to see if we can watch the game tonight and give you guys a quick recap before tomorrow. So just continue to stay safe, guys. I hope you enjoy your evening. Hope you enjoy your Sunday dinner. The curry chicken and rice and peas is there on the stove. You know, we're going to work that and things. So go and big up on yourself. For those who are coming on late and, you know, you are not sure, West Indies will play a practice game against the UAE in the next probably 47 minutes time. Right? So West Indies will play against UAE in the next 47 minutes time. And hopefully we'll be able to win. So we're going to leave it right here for now, my viewers and subscribers. Hope you guys stay safe and continue to support the platform. If you are here and you have not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Zin, big up on yourself, my peeps, and continue to stay safe. Zin, look more.